Well,
or that was the foxhole one.
that was the foxhole
Yeah.
one.
All right. Welcome everybody to Amateur Radio Roundtable. The show is about ham radio. It comes on every Tuesday night on YouTube/W5KUB. So I want to welcome everybody out there tonight, especially if you're on shortwave. If you're listening out there on international shortwave station WBCQ on 7490 kilohertz. We would like. Now the echo's gone. We would like for you to send us an email and let us know where you are and how you're hearing the station out there tonight. So we're transmitting about 50,000 watts from a shortwave station up on the borderline between Maine and Canada. So let us know if you hear us. You can also join the show live on Tuesday nights if you have internet. Just go to W5KUB on YouTube and you can join us there. We didn't have the net tonight. I've got so many things going, I couldn't call the net tonight. I have been looking for volunteers for about a year to see if anybody wants to help out and join the show and be a part of it and maybe call some nets. I'd love for somebody to maybe call the 40-meter net. I'd love to open up a net on other bands if we can, and especially a DMR. I'd like to start a DMR net because we have our own talk group. Let's see. I need to ask, let's see, lost audio Tom. Glenn, you didn't lose my audio. It's still there. Are you guys still hearing me okay?
I hear you.
Okay, great. Hey, Alan. Okay.
Hey.
All right. So, I know what I was saying. Okay, I need everybody out there to hit the subscribe button. It helps us out a whole lot with our channel. So if you're watching tonight, please hit the subscribe button there on YouTube. It really helps our ranking. There, we'd love for you to do that. Hit the like button if you like the show. That also helps. And if you'd like to just hit that notification button, it'll tell you anytime we're on live. So that's a cool feature too. So please do that for us. Do we have anybody live? Live. Everybody's live. Do we have any first timers tonight? Looking for first timers tonight. If you're in the chat room or watching tonight, let us know if this is your first time. I'd like to say hello to you. And see, maybe find out how you found out about the show. Sometimes we get a lot of advertisement out about certain shows, and some nights we get zero advertisement out. So I didn't even send a single tweet out tonight about the show. So, but our numbers are still looking pretty good tonight. So, hey, if you're interested in calling a net, let me know. 40 meters, 80 meters, 20 meters. I'd love to have a roundtable net on one of those. Be a member of our team. DMR, we've got our own talk group. We'd love to have you call a DMR net. Let's. I know I'm forgetting something. Katie's out tonight. I thought Alan's going to be out tonight. Alan, you've had some kind of something going on with your shoulder, man. I didn't expect you here tonight. How you doing, Alan?
Yeah, I'm a little dragging my wagon, but I could stick around for a half hour, an hour or so.
All right.
I was up all night with my shoulder, so I've been up for 36 hours or something like that now. So
and I can tell you're on some good drugs. I can tell you're on some good drugs because you're smiling really big tonight. Yeah. Okay. Well, very good. Glad to have you there. Just drop out whenever you have to. I know how it is, man. When you have those shoulder deals and arm deals, they don't they don't just heal the next day. Oh, let's jump down to Glenn down in Mississippi, or is it Mississippi? Go ahead, Glenn.
Mississippi. If I got audio now?
Yeah, you got audio.
Okay. Yeah, it cut out on me here for some reason. But yeah, and Alan, you do know that you have to share whatever you got. I mean, we all share the stashes here.
You mean
I didn't get any good drugs. I'm just on the over-the-counter stuff. The good drugs went in an injection in my shoulder.
Those are no fun.
So you got an injection, Alan? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I had a nerve impingement and what they call frozen shoulder. So they did some stuff to kind of loosen up the shoulder and to try to get rid of the nerve impingement. But the first 24 to 36 hours create more pain before everything fixes. So I was up all night just with the pain in my shoulder. So
let's talk
a little bit now, but.
I need to get that shot. Have you ever had the chicken fat shot? Now I got a chicken fat shot in the knee.
Never had that.
Yeah, it's what they do. They inject chicken fat in there, I guess, to build up the cartilage or something behind, to make it work a little smoother. But anyway,
that's a new one.
You had at KFC as a side order.
Yeah, they have a KFC right next to it there. It's chicken. Yeah.
Well, the stray dogs follow you home.
Yeah, they do. They really do. They really do. All right. Hey, Bill Brown. Hey, Bill. How's things down in Huntsville, Alabama?
Things are doing good, and after 15 months, I finally got my hair cut, and they removed enough to make a wig. No ponytail. So I'm all clean shaven now.
I've never seen you like that. Well, in a long, long time, man. And you got some light behind you there. You're looking good, man.
Yeah, I'm in a different room today and got a little bit more light in the in the room.
All right, man. All right. Yeah. Don said rooster comb is what it is. They inject you with rooster comb. That's what it was. I don't know how that works, but I didn't. It's supposed to last for 6 months. I didn't go back for any more. My knee healed after that.
Yeah, and you started scratching on the ground?
Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. Well, hey. Okay.
That means he worked for Chicken Feed.
That's right. That's right, man. All right. Well, I'm real surprised. I mean, you look like you're such a smiley, clean-cut guy now. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. You got light there. You look like a movie star tonight.
There you go.
Notice how he says after you got your hair cut that you're a pleasure to have on the show.
That's right. Hey, look at all the improvements he's done. Lighting. He's got a smile. He's got his hair cut. It's just perfect tonight. His internet's.
I don't know. Is he allowed to look better than the rest of us?
Hey, his internet's not crapping out yet. So look.
We need Katie to put him down a notch or two.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, we're going to open the phone lines a little later in the show. I want to get some of our viewer. I was going to say. Precipitation. That's the word I was looking for. We need some viewer precipitation tonight.
Don't we have any viewer email or something like that?
Yeah, we're gonna open the phone lines up a little later tonight. So, hey, a couple things going on here this week, and I'm just gonna jump right into one of them. I got an email. From a lady, and she talked about this. Many of you old timers probably know Barry Goldwater, a senator. Barry Goldwater was a very active ham, and he used to run many phone patches during I think the Vietnam War. That's what he was really well known for down there, and a lot of people have worked him. So there's a special coming up here. Let's see. I'm gonna have to get more information on this. But Wednesday the 19th, 6 to 7. Just check out, if you will. Just Google Barry Goldwater was a ham, and it's gonna be a special there. And I think you can actually attend through Zoom. I think it's at his museum. They're having a special there. Let me see if I can bring up a couple pictures here. And
Tom, I've been in his house. And we used to talk to him. He was on amateur television. Yeah. And when I would visit my friends in Phoenix, we would talk to Barry. and he would join us on the amateur television net, and we've been over to his house before, and his license plate is AUH2O.
Oh, no, that's slick.
Oh yeah, okay, that's cool. That's cool there. Well, here's a picture of, I guess, in his shack there, and here's a coffee cup. I guess that's a coffee cup. His call was K7UGA, Barry Goldwater, and probably one of the more famous hams out there.
Like the gold-plated D104 there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
Looks like a gold-plated handle on his coffee cup too there.
Yeah.
So there's a shot, and let's see. There's a picture, I guess, of the station right there, and I guess that's current, probably current, that they've turned into a museum there. So he had everything mounted very neatly, and it looks like
Look at the call sign on his car, on his little rug there.
Oh
Ain't
yeah,
that
he
slick?
first class all the way. Yeah, I
Man.
didn't notice that. Yeah. So anyway, just want everybody to know that's happening, and that's coming up here real soon. The date on this is May the 19th, and again, it's a Zoom meeting. I think it's free, but they can only take so many people. And if you're interested in this, just do a Google search for "the senator was a ham," and it'll probably give you the information on how to log into or get hooked up where you can get into Zoom. This is the Arizona Historical Society that's doing this. And I think it would be a really nice ham event to attend there.
Somewhere I've got a videotape of him checking into our ATV nets, and he was a super person, and we just had a great time talking to him whenever I was visiting my friends in Arizona. And he was very active in amateur television. And when he got on the air on, this is Fastscan ATV, it was like he was in a broadcast station. He had the lighting down perfect and nice camera work. So he always had a nice presence on amateur television when we talked to him.
All right. Hey, while we're at it, let's see if we can name.
That was a few years ago.
Yeah. All right. Let's
Just
see
a
if we
few.
can name. Let's see if we can name some famous people that were ham rated. Now, a lot of the people that probably in our chat room are so young they probably don't even know who we're talking about. Some of these guys.
Okay, let's start with JY1.
JY. Well, that's what, King Hussein.
Very good. Very
Okay,
good.
that's King Hussein. I never really talked to him, but he was.
Marlon
He was.
Brando a ham?
You know what? I think he had the only license in the country, if I'm not mistaken.
At the time, he just had the country prefix, just JY1.
Yeah. I guess
now there are more hams in the country, of course, now, but he always kept JY1. And whenever I would talk to him, mostly he would talk about marlin fishing, which was one of his favorite activities to do when he visited the United States.
Yeah. Well, I guess when you're king, you can create your own ham radio. I bet he didn't even have to take a test.
Probably
You
not.
think?
I bet you he didn't even. Hey, you should have asked him that on the air.
I would hate to be on the VEC committee to give him a test.
You should have asked him. Say, Hussein, did you take a test to get your license? You should have asked that.
I think the price of failure would be higher on the VEs.
Yes.
Than the,
Okay, so
Yeah.
famous broadcaster on nightly news.
Walter. That's a
Walter Cronkite.
Right,
I've
Walter
heard of him
Cronkite.
before. I can't remember his call sign. Does anybody
No,
remember that?
I
don't
knew it.
either.
I used to know it.
But
Walter
that's-
Cronkite was KB2 GSD.
There
There
you go.
you go. It would take a two call to figure that
And
one
that's
out.
that's the rest of the story right there. All right. What about hey, Arthur Godfrey was a ham? Probably nobody in the chat room even knows who Arthur Godfrey was. That shows how old, I guess.
Well, he's not the only country singer. Patty
What?
Loveless was a ham too.
Yeah.
Patty Loveless was KD4 WUJ.
Yeah.
Here's one I bet you don't know. Priscilla Presley.
Yeah, that's right. Priscilla is also a ham. Let's
Yeah,
see.
Joe Walsh.
Joe Walsh.
Of course,
I-
Joe Walsh, WB6,
Yeah,
was it
yep.
ACU, I think, right?
Yes. I used to talk to WV6 ACU on the local Santa Barbara repeaters when I was going to college. I didn't know it was Joe Walsh. I just knew him as Joe, WB6ACU. Very nice fellow. He would talk to me whenever I would be in my car driving around. And it wasn't until years later that I realized it was actually the Joe Walsh.
That's funny.
Well, country music singer. And here's a country music singer, and I almost have a connection where I might even get him on a show. Ronnie Millsap. Millsap.
Yeah. Also in the chat room, it was Chet Atkins.
Chet Atkins. Yep. Chet Atkins. Let's see. Who else? We got?
Well, of course, Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Absolutely.
Yep. Tim Allen.
Now, for those
Bob
of you who
Moog. Bob Moog, the guy who invented the Moog synthesizer. Is a hand.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that one. There's got to be some more famous people out there.
I actually found a list.
Oh, you found? You're cheating. You're cheating.
I was going to go do that, but
Yeah,
I
I was
was
cheating.
I didn't. Man, you guys are good. I didn't even think about cheating here. You know?
Okay, now this is one of the rare DX stations. He was not a famous personality, but he was famous for being a priest in this country. And at the time, I believe it was the only ham in this country. And it began with a 9, as it's called.
A priest in his country. Elton John.
No,
that wasn't him. That wasn't.
The country
that was a
symbol
joke.
begins with a 9. 9N.
King Carlos of Spain. I knew some of the kings and princes. As Prince
9N. I don't even know that country.
9N1.
9N1.
Here, we can cheat on that one. I got a country list right up here.
He was my first
what
DX contact, and I somehow got through to him through a humongous pileup.
Nepal?
Nepal. He was Father Moran, and he was living in Kathmandu. And he was my very first DX contact, 9N1MM.
Oh, very
That's
cool.
Father Moran.
Yeah.
There you go.
Also, they say Art Bell. I remember Art Bell was a ham. Joe Taylor, of course, everybody, you already know Joe Taylor. You know, he invented...
Now, Art Bell and I, we would exchange ATV pictures when I lived in Sierra Madre, California, and he was down in the, I believe in Anaheim air region, and I used to send TV with him before he moved to Arizona. Nevada. And so, but I talked to him in the 70s on amateur television.
Well, is that all the famous people out there?
Oh, no, I got Donny Osmond as a ham.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that's a cool one.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Howard Hughes was a ham.
Oh, yeah. Howard was.
Yeah.
W5CY.
Howard Hughes was.
What was Howard Hughes' call sign?
Howard Hughes was W5CY.
Wow.
How do you get a 5 call?
I don't know.
What about Hugh Hefner? But he probably didn't have time, though.
Oh, he wouldn't bother with a radio. He didn't need it.
Famous guy that I know about is in my industry, Jack Kilby, the inventor of the integrated circuit, was a ham.
That's cool.
Oh, here's one from the chat room, General Curtis LeMay.
Now that would be cool. I wonder if they made him a radio operator, maybe on an airplane one time when he was in the, in the World War II there, man.
Let's see, Yuri Gagarin.
He had somebody make his contacts for him.
Yeah.
Yuri Gagarin, first man in space, was a ham. UA1LO.
Marlon Brando's call was KE6PZH.
Yeah, Arthur Jumbo Godfrey. Is that the Arthur Godfrey I know? I don't know.
Yes.
Famous ZL ham operator with the ZL1HB. And of course, we've got Jim out there, AB5JM down here in Louisiana. He's famous. In fact, and it's kind of funny when I first met Jim, AB5JM, he sounds just like Walter Cronkite on the air, and I've always teased him about that when he'd check in the nets. AB5JM. Oh, man.
I loved Walter Cronkite and all of his commentating for the moon landings and everything. That was just so much fun.
Oh yeah.
What news was it that used to come on? It may have been Cronkite. The news used to come on and it had the world that was spinning. You remember this? It had the globe that was turning.
Was that the NBC nightly news?
It may have been. And you know what? For like 40 years, and that globe was turning the wrong direction. And they found out about it 40 years later.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, man. Let's see. Juan Carlos, former king of Spain.
Yeah.
In my work, I had a great relationship with Telefonica. It's a networking company that puts networks in, and they were from Spain. And we had an event, and I guess not the king of Spain, but maybe one of his sons was at one of our meetings. So I was close to the king of Spain here, but not quite there. Let's see.
And here's
Art
one
Bell,
that was
yeah.
mentioned in the chat room as well. Where did it go here? And we all know this person, and some of us have met him. And that's, isn't he a Nobel Prize winner? Joe Taylor, K1JT?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
he's a member of a radio club that's just south of me, the Sarnoff Radio Club. So I actually was at a microwave convention just outside of Philadelphia 2 years ago, giving a talk on the on Smith charts, and Joe Taylor was going to be speaking like two people after me, so he was in the audience. It was a little bit intimidating.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Having a talk or giving a talk in front of a Nobel laureate.
Oh, wow.
Here's another cool one from the chat room.
Yeah.
Burl Ives,
Yeah,
K86HVA.
That's Burl's a cool guy there.
Yeah, Dick Rutan. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, and here's Walter Cronkite's call, KB2GSD. I think you said that, Alan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if you
Hugh
recall.
Hugh Downs. Yep.
Oh yeah. I don't know if you recall Roy Neal. He was the science reporter, and he was on nightly news reporting on space missions. And do anybody, if you remember Roy Neal, he was K6DUE.
I don't remember him. Now,
No.
Bruce just mentioned Owen Garriott. Of course, we know Owen
Yeah.
Garriott and his father. Owen Garriott and his son Richard
Yeah.
were both hams. And we had them on a show here years ago. And Owen was kind of a interesting guy. I was talking to Owen, and I asked him, just as a joke, I asked him about the machine that converts the urine back to water you drink. And I said, Owen, how do you know when the machine's not working right? I said, does it taste bad? And oh man, I shouldn't have asked that question, because he went into like a 20-minute explanation of probably 20 tests that's done on that, man.
Yeah, but we know the master plumber for the space station.
That's right.
and
That's right.
You know,
Yeah.
Doug
Did
Wheelock.
anybody say Chet Atkins? I don't know if I remember
Yeah,
saying.
Chet.
Yeah, Chet Atkins was in there earlier.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I met Owen Garriott many times at different conferences and get-togethers, and he was a really nice fellow.
Yeah, here's a picture I
He
got.
lived in Huntsville.
There's a picture there of Owen and Richard right there.
Oh, very
Wow.
good, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, hey, that was fun. We need to do that again sometime.
Yeah, that was cool.
Let's see if we can name somebody that's not
Not famous that's a ham?
not
That would
famous
be
in
me.
him. We could go all night on that, right? We could go there all night. Marlon Brando. Yes, Marlon Brando was a ham. Oh man, they just keep coming. There's been a lot of hams out there. It's been a lot. So that was kind of fun. All right. Well, everybody stand by a second. We're going to do something. We'll be right back. The great outdoors are calling. Get outside and under the stars with one of ICOM's ultimate SDR transceivers. The IC705 is a perfect transceiver for hams who enjoy both the great indoors and the outdoors. It's a perfect QRP companion. The base station has features and functionality at the tip of your fingers and a portable package. And it covers HF 6 meters, 2 meters, and 70 centimeters. And guess what? It weighs in at just under 2 pounds. It has a 4.3-inch touchscreen, and it's got a live band scope and waterfall. It'll run 5 watts with a BP272, or 10 watts on 13.8 volts DC. It runs all modes, including D-Star. The speaker microphone comes standard. The perfect accessory for the 705 is the LC192 backpack. It has a special compartment for your IC705 and room for all your accessories. Create your own band opening with the IC9700. This transceiver radio brings direct sampling to the UHF, VHF weak signal world. This all-mode transceiver is loaded with innovative features that are just sure to keep you busy. It has a 4.3-inch color touchscreen and spectrum scope and waterfall. It has smooth satellite operation with 99 satellite channels, and it's full duplex operation in satellite mode. Heard it, worked it, and logged it with ICOM 7300. It's a high-performance, innovative HF transceiver with a compact design that will far exceed your expectations. This innovative HF transistor digitizes the RF before various receiver stages to reduce the generated inherent noise in different IF stages. The IC7300 is the radio that changed the way of entry-level HF. Visit www.icomamerica/amateur for more information on ICOM radios.
LDG Electronics provides state-of-the-art antenna tuners for every amateur need. From QRP to QRO, fixed stations, portable and remote, an LDG tuner will match your radio to your antenna using our lightning-fast, proprietary tuning algorithms. LDG is a family-owned and operated company dedicated to bringing innovative, quality products to the amateur market. All LDG products carry a full 2-year warranty that is fully transferable. Support is only a phone call or email away. We're always here to help you. Visit us on the web at ldgelectronics.com.
All right, and we're back. And we've had a lot of fun tonight naming famous people. And
yeah, good thing the mics aren't hot on the break. We had way too much fun.
Yeah, I didn't have the mic on then, I don't think. 9K2 CS Prince Yusuf Al
Saba. Yeah.
Porky Pig.
Yeah, that's your son doing that one.
But he might have been. He may have been a ham, in some episode of Porky Pig.
I told you about the hidden Morse code messages in several Porky Pig messages on previous shows.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, hey, guys, I got a little video I want to show you just real quick and just give you an update on where we are with launching W5KUB27. You might wonder why we're waiting so long. Well,
it's raining every day.
Well, there's things kind of getting in the way, and we're really wanting to go for our best shot. And there's a lot of testing and stuff going on in the background. And when it's proven it's not going to work, we're not doing it. So we go for we look for a solution. So the material we've got to build these balloons, and we want to go high. I mean, anybody nowadays can fly 44,000 feet. We pretty much got bored because when we'd buy an SBS and put it up there, that's where we'd fly. We made it around the world. So right now our focus is on trying to take it up a notch. 44,000 is kind of the glass ceiling. We want to fly around the world at 55,000. And then once we do that, we want to do 65 and 70,000. So we're working with some people, and we are looking at some various materials. And there's a lot of science going into it as far as the pressure you have to maintain, the pressure you have to be able to endure up there. If you don't endure the pressure, the balloon is going to pop and it's going to come down. So here's kind of a test we did in the garage this past week. This was using, this size balloon was the one we were going to launch. It's 18 feet long, and it lifts quite a heavy load. And it should have flown at about, and if it would not pop, the spreadsheet says it would fly about 55,000. Now, the balloon did reach the correct pressure. The balloon never popped, but we're using netting. We're using netting to try to keep the balloon together, and our netting started popping. Now, the netting started popping beyond the pressure that we need to be able to withstand up at altitude. So it may have flown, but we want a lot bigger safety margin. So here's just a quick test of the balloon, and you'll see how we're measuring it using the inches of water. The inches of water converts into pounds per square inch, and we can see the differential pressure there very easy. And you'll see the homemade manometer that we're using. with the red dye in it. And what you have to do, you have to actually measure both sides. So if this side goes up 1.5 inches, the other side goes down 1.5 inches. They go up and down equally. So you're going to see me refer to, when we hit 1.5 inches, you're going to see me refer to 3 inches. And that's because you got to add both sides together. So here's a quick video. This is the balloon we were hoping to launch. And again, we're getting very close to launching this. But we have discovered a net problem, a mesh problem, and we've ordered different mesh to use. And also our guys out in the lab out west also ordered the new mesh. So it's going to be tested. So watch this. Watch this. You'll hear some popping, but it's not the balloon popping. So here we go. And you guys on the remote probably aren't going to hear it. Okay, so the pop noise we heard was not the balloon material breaking, but it was one of our tie spots. You can see we need to put some string across here. Our net did not get tied very good there. Okay, so we're going to start inflating again. We didn't pop the material. One of the ties on the net came loose and popped. So here we go. We're going to go again. I was surprised the pressure was starting to go up pretty good. Here we go.
That is just so cool.
We're almost at 2 inches of water. There's 2 inches, that's fair. Okay, there's 1.5 inches. That means that's 3 inches. We have to multiply times 2.
Oh,
We're coming up on
we're
coming up on 4. We need 4 inches. So we're over 3 inches
stand
now.
The pressure at altitude. We need 4 inches.
4 inches will give you plenty of extra space.
If it hits the 2, it should fly at.
Oh, that's right. We have to double that
or
number,
50.
huh?
We're getting
We're
real
right
close,
at 4.
close to 2.
We're getting close to 4. So far it's holding together. All right, watch for it.
All right, who what? The net popped. Okay. Okay. Hey.
All the way
Okay.
around.
We were at 4 inches. We're at 4 inches of water. Okay. We
Did
our
that
net,
come as netting, or did you have to
the
tie
net
it
just
all?
gave.
All right. Hang on a second.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. We got up to 4 inches. That's the pressure we need to fly at 4. But you see what happens at that altitude.
Well, those were the weak spots, yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, we're gonna let the air out now, and we're gonna go back to the drawing board and see what we can figure out.
All right, so Glenn, I think you asked did we had to tie all those knots. Yeah, we tied every single little knot in there and made that net. I'm kidding.
Oh, gosh, I hope not.
That we couldn't have done that. There's a million knots here.
looked
We
pretty
did
cool.
last night. Kathy and I put a new net together. We wanted our material, the radius of our blue material is 10 foot. And we wanted some new netting to be at 10.5 feet to allow a little bit of expansion. So we stretch this 50 feet of net out in the kitchen and through the den, and it's all bundled up, and we cut off about 11 feet so we can bring it around and tie it together and get our 10.5 feet we want. But after we put it all together and tied it, and let me tell you, every 2 inches, let's see, the net was about 28 feet long. We were going to have to cut some of that out. The net was 28 feet, so how many times would 2 inches go into 28? That's how many
14.
knots Kathy tied. And
the math has to be wrong because that's only 14.
Well, then you multiply that by 12. So.
yeah, multiply, yeah.
Okay, 14 times 12, that's 140 plus 24, 164.
Yeah, so she tied 160 knots down through there. Now the knot is what failed on our other test. That popping you saw, it is where some knots were tied. So this test was going to be to strengthen the knots, and we were even going to come back and reinforce maybe tie some more thread down through there. But we calculated that we were going to make this 10.5 feet, and we sewed it up. And it came out 4 foot and 8 inches instead of on one side 4.8 and 4.8 would be what 8 it'd be 9 9 feet and a half. Instead of 10.5 feet, it came out 9.5, and that's smaller than our balloon was, so we would get no expansion at all. So we really blew that one. And what we scratched our head and we argued back and forth what caused that, probably 2 hours, and we finally realized that material, as it stretched long like a rope and you cut it 11 feet long, well, it isn't really 11 feet long, because when you pull it out sideways, that net collapses and it gets narrower. So that caused our problem. We know what it caused. So we've got some new netting order now. This netting was a diamond shape that if you pull from any direction, it'll change the length.
Do you get to do the knots this time?
Yeah. She wasn't going to do the knots again last night, believe me. So we've ordered some new netting that's square now. Instead of the diamond, it's square. So to get our 10.5 feet now, we can measure just straight up one of the lines from one side to the other and get our exact measurement. So,
and what is this material normally used for?
This material basically is to keep birds and deer out of your plants. To keep them from eating fruits and eating your plants up. So
I was going to say that they've raided a fishnet stocking company.
Yeah. Out west, a lot of people use this this netting out west. I think you don't see it as much here, but out there you do.
Yeah, fishnet material would be good.
Yeah. So this is actually it's actually a nylon meshed net. It doesn't stretch much. That was going to be a concern. It had almost no stretch to it. It was very strong. But you start thinking about, you saw it popping there with that balloon, and I can't comprehend the pressure there with that balloon. We probably had 0.2 pounds per square inch pressure, but we probably had 1 million square inches. So I don't know if that equates to 200,000 pounds of pressure or what, but it's a lot of pressure, and you saw it popping the string.
How
there.
much lift are you going to get out of that, Tom?
We got a lot of lift. We're going to have a lot of lift. The payload we've got designed for is a heavy payload. It's 25 grams. The balloon itself weighs about 500 grams, and the net weighs 100 grams. So the balloon and net itself is over 600 grams. But
I was going to say that takes you almost up to a little around a pound.
But it's got a lot of capacity. It's probably 10 times the capacity of an SBS balloon. So it's going to take a whole lot more hydrogen in it, So I mean, it'll lift more. It's not going to go really. It will go higher. That balloon should go 50. It should fly in the mid 50s.
Yeah,
if we can hold
put
it
some
together.
rotating LEDs on the bottom,
Yeah, I wish we
so everybody can
could.
think it's a UFO.
I did
Yeah.
that once with about 25 birthday balloons, little latex balloons, and we had LEDs on a flying saucer. I made a little flying saucer with LEDs, and I had my return address on it, and said, "This is the Starship Enterprise. If you find this, please send it back to its home base." And somebody found it 300 miles away in Kentucky and said, "The crew abandoned ship, but we found the vehicle intact."
Yeah.
But it looked great when it took off. The LEDs were flashing in a big circle. It looked like
Oh, that had to have been
UFO.
cool.
Yeah, someone mentioned there's a net company here in Memphis, and my wife knows about them. They used to be a customer when she worked at the bank, and they actually will make a net for you down here, somewhere downtown. So I need to go down and talk to them about making us a net. And I don't know how that little machine ties all those knots. I mean, machines do funny things, man. But how do you tie knots in a net?
Is their website net.net?
I don't know. I don't know. It could be. I don't know. Oh man. All right. Well, anyway, so that's the issue right now, and Bill is. We've got a couple other small issues we're working on. Bill's helping us work through, or he's working on an issue where we're trying to get some voltage calibration there. So it's going to be kind of important for us to read the low end voltage better, because we're going to be flying an experimental battery. And if you watched the show, I think last week or the week before, you saw we had some experimental lipos that actually went down to minus 60 Celsius or 60 centigrade. And they may work up there. They may work. And it's going to be right on the edge if they work or not work, as far as they can output or if they can charge. I think it's going to be right on the edge, but so it's the best thing we have found so far. A regular lipo, there's no way it's going to work anywhere up there. But these batteries actually are coming real close. So with a little heating, with it painted black, and a little heating, if we can pick up some heat during the day from the sun and heat that battery up, I feel like we can charge it.
Might get too hot.
Well,
Say paint the battery black.
it is. I did paint it black. I did. So I don't know. Things get hot, man. I mean, they do get hot, and but you'd think it.
I think you'll be all right.
You'd think at a minus 60 degrees, if it got hot, it would just kind of neutralize out and be zero, right? I mean,
Right.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But here on the ground, the sun actually did heat it up. I think I saw and I measured a temperature differential of about 45 degrees between the regular air and the battery.
Where you get in trouble is if you floated in the stratosphere a little higher than where you're at, where the atmosphere is really thin, and then your issue would be dissipating heat.
Yeah. So this flight has kind of a new mission. We don't want to fly 44,000 feet. We know we can do it. There's a lot of balloons right now flying around at 44,000 feet. They're on their fourth, fifth, sixth time around the world.
We just had a Seton Hall prep school launched one. The Skytracker APRS. They launched two of them, but one of them in end of January. One of them has been around the world 8 times, and it's been up for over 100 days. It's currently flying across Spain, I believe, Spain or France. So, and then we've got 2 of the Equinox balloons from March 20th flying. One's been up for almost 50 days, and that's a Whisper balloon, and it's over France right now. And they went right over Paris. I think it went right over the airport where Lindbergh landed, actually.
Cool.
And it's been around 3 times. So we've had a lot of good, successful flights that have been long duration, and 2 of the university flights here have been aloft for 40 some odd days and been around the world 3 times. One's just approaching California right now. So those are all using the SBS-13 balloons. Some are using hydrogen, some are using helium. The helium ones are down around 41,000 feet or so, and the hydrogen ones are up around 44 to 45,000. But
Yeah,
it would be really good to get a little higher.
Yeah.
But so far they've been pretty successful at avoiding storms for long duration. 100 days is 8 times around the world. That's pretty good. But they've been going up into the Arctic Circle lately. We've seen several of them go in the Arctic Circle. The ones from KM4ZIA-3 just skirted along the dew line in northern Canada. I'm wondering if they had any pings off that radar. And then they went right across Greenland. So, and this time of year, the sun's high enough up there that you can get some super high latitude reports this time of year, because it's daylight all the time on the North Pole. So they're both flying above the Arctic Circle for several days and getting reports every day for fairly long times.
Couple things from the chat room. Memphis Twine and Knit is the local outfit, and Don Egidio asks about using aerogel to insulate the battery, and I'm not familiar with that.
Well, and I answered it. If I insulate the battery, I can't heat it with the sun. So, it's a catch-22 thing. I mean, do you want to heat it?
Except that aerogel is clear, it'd act like a greenhouse effect.
Oh, really? Well,
painted the battery black and put it in aerogel, it would get nice and hot.
I'm thinking about putting the battery inside the balloon itself.
You would get about 10-degree increase.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of insulation.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, that's something to look at. We're going to see what happens. So, our goal is to do something that other people aren't doing. We want to go around the world at 55,000. There was an attempt here this year. Somebody in a balloon building, I think they launched one, and it went from the west coast to the east coast and went down. But it was flying at about 55. But
that was a spherical balloon.
Yeah, we want to go 55, and we want to go around the world. So that's it, and we want to also test this battery out. So that's the two things we're doing right now. Someone asked how we track it. We've talked about this a lot of times. I also have a video on our YouTube channel that talks about this and how to track it. We're using Bill helped set us up with his tracking method, which basically uses Whisper, and it sends a couple extra Whisper transmissions and sends extra data. And then we have a Python script on the ground that takes that data and converts it, and then we send it up to APRS so we can get a lot more detailed information.
It shows up on the tracking maps as an APRS object, even though it was a Whisper transmission. And by sending 2 transmissions, you can embed basically your solar panel voltage, temperature, GPS status, and your altitude within 60-meter increments. Plus, you can get a 6-digit grid square, which is about a 3-by-5 mile box, which is far better than a 4-digit grid square, which is like 69 miles by 113 miles. So that's it gives you much finer resolution by doing that. And so we had that one flight you were mentioning that was at 55,000 feet. It was a test of a perfectly spherical balloon using plastic material. And it came down in the Atlantic Ocean, and we actually had reports on it right down until it hit the water. You could actually see the last transmission end abruptly as it hit the water. So, and that was in the middle of the Atlantic. We were getting data back via 20-meter Whisper. So that's the advantage of using the HF bands. When these are only 20 milliwatt transmissions on HF, but thanks to with the Whisper mode, you can get 30 dB below the noise level reception, so you can get coverage around the world. So, and then we had 2 projects that are very interesting, KQ6RS-2, and a school, Mount Carmel High School in San Diego area, W6 Sierra United Nancy -12, 12. They're both using Whisper boards, my SkyTracker boards without the solar panels, without the super caps or anything, just the blank board, and it's in a PVC pipe that has a CB whip on it and a matching network, and I believe 26 D-cell batteries. And they took it out on a Scripps Institute boat, a research boat, 300 miles out in the Pacific Ocean, and tossed them overboard. And they are reporting now their position day and night, and they're supposed to operate for over 6 months. And one of them's traveled 400 miles already after being out there for 3 months, and the one was just deployed. So, and as I mentioned to you earlier, Tom, they're using the same channel as you are on telemetry for Whisper, so we had some interference. So I had to, my program accounts for that on the Python, and just search for the correct one that matches your transmission.
Well, that was great. I was a little concerned that this buoy might float out there for 3 years, you know, and
well, it'll be out there at least 6 months probably, unless a hurricane gets it.
Yeah.
But if you look on aprs.fi and search for Kilowatt Quebec 6 Radio Sierra-2 or W6SUN-12, you'll see the buoy projects. And that's it's very slow though. They're only moving around along at a knot or two.
Yeah. You want to describe a little about the buoy, how long it is, PVC pipe, and the antenna they have on it?
It's a long PVC pipe. They've got like 30 pounds of D-cell batteries in the bottom, which helps ballast it so that the antenna whip is always sticking up, and they've got legs on either side of it as floats to keep it afloat and keep it upright. So, but there's so much weight in the batteries, and they're just standard Duracell Duracell alkaline batteries. Because the sea temperature, you know, it's not going to be an issue with cold. So, and they're working great. I think in the one that's been out there for several days, it's only dropped 1/10 of a volt or 2/10 of a volt so far.
Yeah. Hey, Alan, I saw your note there. You're fixing to check out. Anything special going on, Alan? You wanted to mention?
No, I think I'm just kind of wiped out, so not much to contribute tonight. So I'm gonna get some rest and try and hit it hard again tomorrow.
All right, man. Well, take care of your shoulder there, and if that stuff don't work out, try the Rooster Con.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if they've got that north of the Mason-Dixon line.
Well, you know, we can send some up
it's a
to
southern
you.
remedy.
We can send some up.
All right.
All right, man. Thanks.
Take
All right.
care, Alan.
Bye, Alan.
Hey, Tom, let me jump in here for a little minute. I had a little communication with ARRL earlier this week. One, they tried to get me to write a new book.
Yeah.
They want a book on the Raspberry Pi Pico, which is a little itty bitty board, not much bigger than the Arduino Nano. And I'm actually thinking about that one. But the new book is still currently in peer review up there, making sure they got all of my typos out of it and everything. They're working on the cover, but because of the COVID lockdowns and everything, you know, it's been slow. But they're working on it, and it should be out soon. I would say, by my guess, probably in about a month, the new Arduino book will be out.
All right. Well, great. Well, we're looking forward to it.
There's also rumors that they're going to put the original first book back into print too, but I haven't verified that yet.
Well, they need to, because there's a lot of people that didn't get it that would like to have it, and either they need to put it back out there or let you sell it. You know.
Amazon's selling it for like $200 a copy.
Is that right?
Amazon and eBay both. Yeah, somebody's getting rich, and it ain't me.
Oh man, why don't you put some out there? Hey, why don't you put some out there for 150 each? Maybe you can get the market
I
on it.
probably have 3 or 4 of them here.
Oh.
Yeah, if I need some extra money,
Yeah.
I buy some new toys.
All right. Okay. So we got that. Basically, that's the update on the balloon on dash 27. We just got a few issues to work out. We're working on the voltage calibration issue right now. And the netting is crucial here. We've got new net coming in, and I think Thursday the new net's coming in with the squares instead of the diamonds, and that will allow us to get the correct size net around this balloon. And I understand the new net may even be a little stronger.
How's that stuff going to hold up at temperature and altitude?
It will, and it's UV resistant and all that kind of stuff, so it's probably a good material to use. So we're not in any hurry. I mean, I was in a hurry. I really used to like to get a balloon off, a week after the other one came down. We've kept balloons in the air for like a year and a half, but we're kind of grounded right now until we work these issues out. It's kind of like, Bill, we need a name kind of like NASA, but it's for Amateur Radio Roundtable. Let's say
ARSA.
ARSA. ARRT. That's equivalent NASA, but we do balloons, and we don't want to send a balloon up if it's going to be, a failed mission. We want to make sure, the O-rings can handle the temperature and all those kind of things,
And plus, it's just too hard to train new amps.
That's right. It is. All right. I'm going to do this.
Did you get the ants back from your trip to South Carolina?
Well, they were able to get off on a limb and climb down. I had to sneeze. Gee.
He's allergic to ham radio.
Oh man.
Or the ants.
Yeah, I think the ants made it. I think we rescued them again. They've been in some pretty tight spots, man. The ants, they have been in some tough deals. I mean, here they are right here. Bermuda Triangle. I don't know where all they are. Here they are here. They were rescued in Tibet, by the Tibetan monks in western China. We didn't know how we were going to get them out of China. There they are. That's the Bermuda Triangle. I don't know. I don't have all the pictures here, but they've been rescued a lot of places, man. Let's see, where's this? Norwegian Sea. They went down in the Norwegian Sea. That was 18. That was one of our best flights there. That was 3.5 times around the Earth, and it finally went down in the Norwegian Sea right off the coast of Norway.
It was doing real good until it started doing loops.
It was
up
doing
around
good.
the North
And
Pole.
you know what? That picture, that's a good picture taken with photo lens of the rescue plane that went by, and you can tell by looking. That water is cold right there.
Oh yeah.
The water is cold. All right.
I like the ice cube. Ice cubes.
The sugar cubes.
People would get that wrong. Those are not ice cubes. Those are sugar
No, the
cubes.
sugar cubes.
Oh yeah,
Those are
that's
sugar
pretty
cubes
food.
that they were able to recover. I already lost them again, but that was sugar cubes right there. And of course, everybody remembers the very first launch. Bill launched this for us. This was the simple. This is what got us started. This was the simple 36-inch party balloon, and nothing fancy on it. It made it all the way around to Japan, and then we hit a storm in Japan, and we watched it come down in Japan. And that was kind of sad. That was our first one. We really took it seriously there. Bill, I haven't heard from these guys. You need to contact your friends over there.
I will. I think a lot of their activities are still locked down due to COVID. They're starting to open things up a little bit.
Yeah, that's the wrong number on there. 18 went down in the Norwegian Sea. That may have been 19 there. But that's the Polish Ham Club that went out and rescued Huey and Dewey there and got the tracker out of the tree. So, and then we had one go down in the Philippines Sea right there. I mean, we lost a crew there. We actually lost the crew, so we did have to retrain. But we've gone down a lot of times in the deserts. We've gone down a lot of times in the oceans. Out of probably 15 flights, we may have recovered maybe 2 of them. We know where another one is. It's just so high in a tree we can't get it down, and there's too many alligators and snakes around it. So we're going to leave it up there for a while.
Bill, there's a question in the chat room. Do you have any of the links to those buoy projects?
Oh, I can. Let's see. If I'll try and put it in the chat room.
Yeah, just give them the. They can. Well, they. And I mean, if they want to follow it, they can just go to APRS and follow it. If they'll copy down the call letters.
All right. All right.
Let's see, and then of course,
They
we.
can, I think we did show that in a show.
Yeah.
I forget what episode, but we had a lot of detail on the buoy construction. If you remember what episode.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, somebody mentioned the mother of all balloons. There's a picture. Yeah, that's not a very good picture. That's one of the mother of all balloons, right there.
I forget what episode, but we had these.
And that was a picture of the mother of all balloons. You can see the size of it there. It just kept growing. It kept growing, and it just kept growing. It's almost to the ceiling of my garage right
Woody
there.
Allen made a movie about something
That's
like that.
where, that's where we need the net. See, because we if it keeps expanding, it'll eventually get thin and it'll tear. But that's why we need the net. And let's see, I got a picture here of Kathy working on a net, I think. Here we go. There we are on a kitchen table, and there were several hundred. And I tell you, this net is not easy to put together.
That is some serious hard work right there.
This net is not easy to put together. Believe me, it is. It tangles. It'll catch anything, man. I can't even walk around with buttons on my shirt. It'll catch on it. And there she is trimming it to do it, to tie it together. And our basic configuration is going to be a 90 degree, 45 degrees cells on both sides. I've got the battery glued on top. The tracker will go underneath there and probably stick up through there. That's where we are. Let's see. That was a balloon there that went down in South Carolina that James Lee rescued them. Right there, we got a shot right there where it made Amateur Radio Roundtable last month. Let's see. Okay, so that's the update on our balloon, and we'll have new net this week. Bill's working on the voltage part. To see if we can't get good, accurate, or better measurements. And we'll try to get that net together. And we're dealing with real unknown things here. The net itself actually is going to make the balloon fly at altitude. Here's a picture of it in the lab. Let's see. I can find it right here. This is out in Oregon. This is my friends out there in the lab where they put a 28-foot one together just to test it, pressure test it. And if you'll look, the little bands have been added, and those bands are glass tape. And those bands were added, I think, every 10 inches. And that keeps the balloon from growing and exploding. It will bulge out between them. It looked like a stack of donuts. When you stack a bunch of donuts up, that's how it looks. But it kept it from exploding, and so that balloon would actually handle the pressure at altitude. We're just trying something a little easier and something that might distribute the pressure better, and that's the net, if we can get the net. But we're dealing with unknowns here. We know about where the balloon breaks by itself. So we're trying to keep that within a certain diameter, and so it's all experimental, but we want our best chance of it staying up when we put it. I don't like sending one up and it comes down overnight. I don't like that, and we've had some practice doing that. All right, I'm going to open some phone lines up, and let's see if we can get any ham radio participation here. So let me put the number up on the screen. If you're listening on shortwave out there on WBCQ on 7490 kilohertz, we'd love to hear from you. send us an email to tom@w5kub.com and let us know where in the world you are and how you're hearing the show. And we'd love to hear from you. And also, if you have internet where you are, you can actually join the show live on Tuesday evenings at 0100. It's actually Wednesday at 0100 UTC. You can join us by going to YouTube/W5KUB. So I'm going to put the phone line on, and I'll put the number up. Also, if we have phone numbers in 65 countries, so if you're out there in a different country, you can still dial a local phone number. If you'll go to our website, if you go to w5kub.com and click on Contact, after you click on Contact, you'll see the phone numbers on the left side, and you can see the international phone numbers, and you can dial a local number in your country, and you can connect into the show. So let me see if I can bring on the, I think we're on. Let's see.
Hey, Tom, here's an interesting question from the chat room. When we launch this new balloon, what's going to make the net stay centered since the balloon's not full at launch time?
Well, it's just going to fill out. It's going to have to expand and fill it out. So a lot of things have to happen. You know, you're going to have that bubble of gas up in the top when it takes off, and it's going to be pretty empty. But as it expands, we're hoping, and there's a lot of pressure there, believe me, and when it expands and that balloon starts pressurizing, it's going to try to find its way out of that net. And hopefully it'll fill that net up, and then it'll stop.
You know, that would really be cool to have a video of the higher altitudes watching that balloon fill out.
Yep. All right, let's see. I've got a phone number right here. There we go. Okay, so there's the phone number, and I think we are, let's see. Yep, we're on. So give us a call, guys, 712-775-7270, and punch in that code 407051 and a pound sign, and you can join the show with us.
Posted some details on the high school weed project on Whisper in the chat room.
All right, good. Yeah, there's not much we can do about it. I mean, I could probably tie each end of the balloon to each end of the net. That might help, and it actually is going to be. When we seal off the end of the balloon on each end, that net's going to actually be fastened there. So each end is going to be fastened, and then, of course, as it fills up, it's just going to expand, and hopefully it will fill that balloon up. Fill the net up. We've got somebody on the phone. Let's see who we've got. Who's on the phone? Hello.
Hey, Tom, Phil, WZ1L.
WZ1L. Bill, hey, how you doing, man? What's happening, Bill, up there in Massachusetts?
Well, I wanted to let your viewers know that since we do not have Hamvention coming this month, they have a little thing going on Thursday, May 21st. They have Contest University. It starts at 9 a.m. and goes, I guess, till 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Believe it or not, they are going to be giving away radios to people that are signed in to the chat room. And on Friday and Saturday, the 22nd and 23rd, they are going to be holding forums. And they're also going to be giving away radios. I understand one of them is a 7610, and the other is a 7300.
Well, both are nice radios.
You can sign up on hamvention.org.
Yep.
Well, guess where I'm going to be on the 21st, and none of y'all need to sign in.
Where's that?
At the Hamvention. The Contest University.
Oh, okay.
I'll take either one of those radios or both.
That's right. All right.
We'll have to fight over
I'm
who gets which one.
I'm gonna log in for the 7610. I want one of them.
I got
Oh,
one. It's a nice radio. I couldn't ask for anything better, I don't think.
Yep. And actually, Bill, I won't fight you for them because I just got a really nice bonus when I changed jobs here. So much so that the Yaesu FT101DX that was in my wish list has now been moved up to an MP.
Ah.
All right. Hey, we've got somebody else on.
God.
Hey, let's see who else we got on. Is that Dayton? We got Dayton on. That would be is that Cliff?
Yeah, that's me. How you guys doing tonight?
Hey, doing good, Cliff. Hey, how you doing up there in Dayton, man?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good and everything and stuff like that. Hey, we was talking about celebrity hams, and I want to tell you, back in 1974, when I went to my first hamvention banquet, I got to meet Senator Barry Goldwater, and he signed my ticket and everything. I don't have it now, but
That's
he
cool.
signed my ticket
Yeah.
when they said it was okay to go up there and say hello to him. So I got to meet Senator Barry Goldwater, and I was just a young ham back then. I just got my license in February of '74, and saw him in April of '74 when the hamvention used to be in April and everything like that. So I thought that was pretty neat.
Well, yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah. And another thing, too, Last Man Standing, the last episode's going to be on May the 20th. May the 20th is the last episode of Last Man Standing.
All right.
Going to be
We'll
sad
watch
to
for
see
it.
that go.
All righty.
Well-
Okay, I'll let you talk to somebody else, so I'll
All right, Cliff.
talk with you later.
Well, Cliff, thanks, man. Thanks for calling in again. Good to hear you, man.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you later there. All right. Well, Bill, I don't need another radio, so I don't guess I won't log in.
You win enough as it is between you and Joe Eisenberg.
I don't win that many, man. I don't win that many. In fact, that 991A I won. It's sat around here a year. I never really turned it on. I gave it to my son. I sent it to Chris down in Austin the other day. I just packed it up and sent it to him.
That's my main radio now. I love it.
Yeah. So I want to say hello to Dennis up in Two Rivers, Alaska. Our signal must be really strong up in Alaska.
Yeah, I was going to say, we can get a chat room here, and I can't get Alaska for worked all states.
That's right.
Every time every time I might work one, I end up moving and losing the credit.
Yeah. All right. So, hey, man, Huntsville's coming up. I've been talking to Mark Brown a little about different things, and we're excited. I've been talking to Riley Hollingsworth, and I think I've got Riley interested in coming. Riley is wanting to come now, so he has not been before. Hopefully, Riley can come. And also, our friend astronaut Doug Wheelock has indicated that he is missing the ham community, and he wants to go with us to join us there at Huntsville this year. Now, we don't know
that
if
would be cool.
We don't know if he can make it or not, but we hope so. And our booth is going to be a little offset from everybody. Let me show everybody the map here. We've got a map of Huntsville. Here's what it's going to look like, and this is a pretty large hamfest, guys, if you've never been. This is all inside, air conditioned. It's great. If you look on the very far right, you'll see the stage, and we're going to have two booths just right next to the stage there, and those are all chairs out front there. A lot of people, they get tired of walking around all day, and the population is getting a little older, and a lot of people will be in those chairs right there. And of course, on the stage, that's where they do the things like the Young Ham of the Year and different things like that. So there's
All
things
the
going
drawings.
on. Yeah. So we're gonna be positioned right there against that wall, and what we'll try to do is, at least every hour, we will try to roll around in all the flea market, new and used, and try to get 15 or 20 minutes of some great video. we'll bring it back each hour and play you. It'll be almost live for you. We'll do that, and so it won't be so boring that the camera is just aimed out of our booth all the time there. And hopefully we'll have some interesting people. We always have people like Gordon West or Bob Heil or people like that usually come by, visit with us in the booth. Martin Jew will be there, others, and we'll have a sit down there in the booth, and that will be broadcast. We'll be giving away prizes again. We will give away several $1,000s in prizes to our viewers again. All you got to do is just be logged in the chat room, and we will, if we pick your name, you're going to win a prize. So we've done that each year.
Yeah, Huntsville has always been one of my favorite hamfests.
Yep.
And this year, because there's no Dayton, I've been lobbying ARRL hard to bring a stack of my books down there.
Yeah.
To either give away as prizes or sign or something. And since it's probably going to be the only new ARRL book this year, they may end up bringing a couple boxes down with them.
If you sign one, I'll buy one.
Gee. That's in other words, if I don't sign it, you're not buying it?
Well, I want to be able to sell it for $300 on eBay.
That's right. That's right.
I was stunned because I've been watching them, and they've been 60 and 70 for people scalping them. And somebody sent me an email the other day and said that it was going up for $230 something.
Well, you need to check out the sold, on eBay, or is it eBay? You can go over and see how many are really selling for that. And if they're really selling for that, I'll probably buy half a dozen from you.
Well, yeah, I got 3 here, so if I ever need a couple $100 real quick, I know where to find them.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to buy half a dozen there at $39 a piece.
Yeah.
Or whatever,
That might be a good investment. Just wait until it goes out of print, and then.
Yeah. I'm a collector's item. What can I say?
Hey, I'll be launching a balloon from the Huntsville Hamfest too. By the way, if the weather.
Oh, very cool.
All right, that's good. You've been doing it. I think you've been doing it every year for a number of years now.
Every year for many years.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be fun. So maybe you can follow that along with your camera.
Yeah, here's a question from Tony. I wonder if they could put a drone on top of a balloon, get the balloon near upper atmosphere, and when the balloon gets as high as it can, launch the drone into space. I don't know, man. It might take a little bit more power.
Well, I'm actually thinking about doing that on a quadcopter arrangement. As the balloon comes down, often it lands in a big tree or an alligator-infested swamp, in the case of your last one.
Yeah.
It would be nice to hover for a little while until it gets to a nice area. So I was going to hang a drone below a balloon, and then as it's descending, turn it on just before it lands and hovers and floats to a nice open field near a road and be able to control the landing that way.
Or else you just dump $100 drone into the middle of the Atlantic. Just 30 feet away from where
I've done that before too. So
Yeah.
I've dumped thousands of dollars worth of equipment in the Atlantic.
Yeah.
But that
one was unintentional. We had a student flight. They had GoPro cameras and a nice film camera and expensive trackers. And I weighed out all the weights just perfectly. And I turned my back to give a description to the students what we were doing. And one of the students came by with one of his students and tied it to the end of the line, and I didn't see him do it. And I didn't calculate that weight that he added on extra. So we let it go, and it went up very, very, very slowly, like 100 feet per minute. It took like a whole minute to clear the treetops. And normally, these big balloons, they shoot right up at 1,000 feet per minute. And I said, What happened? And and then I found out later that the student had basically put a 2-pound payload on it and canceled out all our free lift.
Oh,
That thing stayed aloft for 7 hours and ended up, we launched it from near Birmingham, Alabama. It ended up 100 miles east of Jacksonville, which is not a good location if you want to ever get it back.
No. That's kind of like warm waters, and there's things like sharks and stuff out there. You're right at the northern edge of the Bermuda Triangle. So,
I'm hoping it just went forward in time or backward in time.
Yeah.
And maybe if it went backward in time, it started our modern revolution of solid-state electronics.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it created the Hindenburg.
Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody out there, come on. We need some more callers. Call us. The phone lines are open, 712-775-7270. Give us a call. If you're international, check out w5kb.com. Click on the contact, and you'll find your international numbers, your local numbers to give us a call. And hey, if you're out there right now and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please hit the subscribe button. We really need you to. It helps us out a whole lot. And it helps our ranking. And we really need to get our rankings up here. Trying to see.
Yeah, you need to hit the subscribe button. We need food for these guys.
Yep.
I mean, have you ever seen what they eat? You know.
Well, I'm sure as big as that is, it probably eats a lot. Yeah.
So
Probably like a small horse there.
That's right.
Yeah. That's the littler of the two.
Is that a word?
That's a word down in the easier part.
Yeah. Littler? Yeah.
Littler, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I make up words as I go. I'm the writer, right?
What was that? Who's that, Bill? Was that somebody on the phone?
I said that was Rodan that made her appearance.
Absolutely. She's been up on the desk all night, just out of camera.
Yeah.
Almost got her sister to come in.
Glenn, are you planning to
Well,
be
we
at
know that
Huntsville?
would happen, right?
There was actually a cat show there on June 26th, 27th, the weekend of Field Day. And because of the new job, I'm not going to have enough time to do the cat show this year. But I am going to be at Huntsville, and they do have me scheduled to do a forum on Saturday there at the hamfest. And it will be an all-new Arduino forum. Going to completely create one from scratch, and I have a couple interesting projects in mind to actually demonstrate there this time.
What hotel are you going to be at? You at the?
I'm going to be at the Embassy Suites.
Great, that's a good place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope your talk doesn't conflict with mine. So,
what time is yours?
I don't know the time yet. I think it's around noon on Saturday.
Okay, I think I asked for a 10 or an 11 time, so we won't conflict.
You know, we should all of us get together and do a webcast from the lobby. You know, maybe that one night.
Oh, that would be fun.
One night, and just a special webcast down here.
Oh, that would
Maybe
be cool. I enjoy those.
You'd have to do it Friday night because I'm driving back home Saturday right after the drawings.
Man, we love Huntsville so much. We go down a day early. We'll go down on. We'll drive down Thursday morning. We won't come back until Monday. We just like being down there. It is just so cool, man.
Now, I just can't get enough time off of work yet. Next
well, that's
year
true.
will be a
That's
lot
true.
better.
Now you're working now, so that.
Yeah, I'm
got a
working
problem.
bum, But
Yeah.
hey, what can I say? It's it's Amazon, and it's probably the most money I've ever made in my life. Let's just put it that way. They take care of their folks.
Yeah.
I think, LinkedIn rated them as the #1 company to work for in the country.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad you got on there with them. Okay,
Yeah, it takes away the time though, but what the heck.
So Hambot will be back, I think, next week when Katie's back. We'll be giving another prize away next week. I think we've got a couple more of the ham plaques that Katie will be giving out, and Hambot will issue those to some winner next week. I've been given a go-ahead by another manufacturer just to start giving some prizes out each week, and I just have kind of sat back and not done it. So we may give away some, I don't know, microphones or speakers or clocks or something. Maybe we'll start picking out a few prizes each week and start giving those out. So that's going to be fun. Since we have not, Hamvention, we've been going to Hamvention for 38 consecutive years, and we have webcasted that for about 20 years, and it's a big job because when we go live with our webcast, we're constantly behind a camera or talking with someone, or visitors are coming by to get on camera to show products or talk about things. So it's become a really job, and we almost don't have time to even break and get lunch some days because of that. And it becomes quite expensive. We have in the past years, it's cost us probably an average of about $3,000 per year just to go to Dayton. And you might say, well, that's an awful lot of money. Why is it so much? Well, and that doesn't even count our gas and stuff going up there. But so I usually have a couple of people that go with us to help with the setup and the IT part and keep things going, like Freddie and Tommy. I usually get them a room. We get us a room, and then if I have Astronaut Wheelock, I'll get him a room. And we're usually up there 5 days, so 5 days for us and 5 days from our partners up there. That's 10 hotel nights at almost $200 a piece. That's almost $2,000 right there. Yeah. And then we got other expenses too, and I usually the show usually, and here's where we're really good. The show usually buys every meal for Tommy and for our group. We buy every meal the entire time we're up there, breakfast, lunch, dinner. So that's one of the things, the reason it costs us so much money.
You might want to buy a little house with a big kitchen.
Yeah.
It might be cost effective.
Yeah.
Actually, when I go, I stay at a bed and breakfast there in Xenia, so we do have run of the kitchen.
Yeah. So anyway, what we started doing the last few years is we took one prize and opened it up to anybody that wanted to donate to help us with the expense of the show. And that usually is something like the Comet CAA 500 antenna analyzer. It's about a $500 analyzer. And we usually put one of those out there about a month ahead of time. And we usually get pretty good people wanting to donate, and we put their names in a special hat. And then we'll give that prize to someone there. And you don't even have to be in the chat room. When we pull your name, you get the prize. And that helps us cover a lot of expense. Like I say, $3,000 a year. You figure 10 years, that's $30,000. That would buy a lot of ham radio amplifiers and nice radios and stuff like that. But so we've kind of got the trip paying for itself. Now Huntsville is another hamfest we do every year, and we've not done anything like that for Huntsville. So if we had any left over from like the Dayton thing, it would help us probably cover the Huntsville expenses some too. But since we haven't done Dayton in a long time, what we may do another antenna analyzer, kind of as a fundraiser for our Huntsville trip. We haven't thought through this yet, but we may do that to help us try to raise some money for that. Because we'll be there, I think, 4 days. I probably, and I hope that astronaut Doug Wheelock makes it. We'll get his room and other expenses like that. So we may do one. Everybody be standing by. We may set up one. Don't really want to do a GoFundMe for this because I'd rather just keep it kind of internal to our own group here and people that are interested in the hamfest. But it's worked out well for us the last couple of years, and since we haven't done Dayton the last 2 years, we may do that for Huntsville this year. So anyway, that's something coming up. We will give away a lot of prizes. Hambot will give away a lot of prizes during Huntsville this year. We'll probably give away maybe $3,000 or $4,000 in prizes out there.
Something to think about too this year is Huntsville will be the first major hamfest that you've had in like 2 years.
Well, that's true. That's
So
exactly right.
This place could just be overflowing to the gills.
Right,
People
right.
and stuff to sell.
Yeah. So, I think it's going to be a big deal, and it may even have record attendance. Who knows? People may say, "I'm tired of this COVID. Here's a hamfest. It's going to be it's a very nice one." They may break a record this year.
It wouldn't surprise me, although you also have to compare that, what Huntsville was 25, 30 years ago was both sides of the convention center.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, modern day records, I think it will be. I think, like you say, people are tired of staying home. I know I am.
Yep. Yeah. Well, things are going to be going much better probably by August. A lot more people will have the shots. I think this thing is starting to kind of fade away a little bit. I think it's going to be a lot better. So we'll see. Now there will be some restrictions down there at the hamfest. There will be some restrictions. That's the reason they're spreading it out to a much larger area. I think they're spreading the booths out a little bit more, and there will be certain other precautions that are there. I don't think you'll have to wear a mask or anything like that. I'm not sure. I think the government, state government, or whoever city will probably turn off the mask thing probably before then. Everybody's starting to get close to that anyway. All right.
Right now, I believe it's they've lifted that mandate statewide, except for government installations and buildings.
Yeah. There has always been a big trade show right before the Huntsville Hamfest, and it's some type government, military trade show. You know what that is, Bill? It's
yeah, it was the AU BSI or something like that, aviation, and that's a big
and I mean, everybody's welcome to it. We've gone. I've walked through different various booths and stuff. Actually, I think last year. I'm thinking of the one last year out at NASA. Well, we went out to the Space and Rocket Center, and in one of the big buildings they had some trade show going there. That's the one I'm thinking about. But they also have the one they're tearing down right before the Huntsville Hamfest, begins.
Now where they have a variety of shows at the Von Braun Civic Center in Huntsville, where the Hamfest will be. I went to a Gallagher show there once. Did you ever see Gallagher?
Yes, I love him.
And so he's like hitting watermelons and I don't know, pineapple juice with mallets, and they've got holes in the mallets, and it shoots clear up and it sticks to the ceiling.
Yeah.
You don't want to use the space after Gallagher has done a show, because there's going to be stuff dripping on you for a while.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
We were in the balcony and we still got hit with stuff.
Yeah. Everybody in the first couple of rows, they bring their own plastic ponchos and stuff.
Yeah. And a plastic and everything. Well, that's interesting. We need to do something. We need to do something.
One watermelon, and it went clear up, hit the ceiling. He looked up and says, they usually don't invite me back to these venues.
Yeah.
You know what though? I miss concerts and shows like that. I'll be glad when this COVID stuff is over and we can get back to that.
All right. Well, I'm a little disappointed that our viewers out there aren't dialing in to talk to us tonight. We're talking about everything. Hey, call us to say hello. We'd love to hear from you. Help us test our phone system. We can take 1,000 simultaneous calls at the same time. Help us test that.
I can't imagine 1,000 on that line.
Well,
I thought of a famous ham,
it can do it. Who was another famous one?
W5KUB.
Oh, I didn't know him.
I know that guy.
Yeah. Well, he is on a show that is on just about every podcast carrier in the country, from iTunes to iNet Radio to all these right here. So
Yeah, you really need to ditch that picture of me, Tom. That's like 90 pounds ago.
But you know what? I just got notified. I just got notified that Sirius XM has a podcast on, and they wanted us to submit our podcast to Sirius XM. So we may be on Sirius XM pretty soon too.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love that picture, but that was literally 90 pounds ago.
This one right here, was that 90?
Yeah.
Well, you can't tell.
No, my face is not nowhere near as fat as it.
Here's what I need. Here's what I need, and I told Katie this too. I need, for our publicity, and Bill, for you too. Bill, you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to kind of dress up a little bit, get the hat off.
Hey, he got his hair cut. Let's not.
I know
push
you
our
have to
luck.
get the hat off. But here's what I need you guys to do. Here's what I need you to do. I need you to get just some kind of solid background. I don't care if it's green or blue or red or black. Just get a solid background and make me some pictures of you standing there. Make me some pictures pointing and waving and just just standing there. Different looks on your face, and that way I can cut those out really well if they've got a solid background. And then we can use everybody's body right there to go into various different promotional things here. So I need you guys, and Glenn, you
don't want to use my body for promotion.
Well,
that will cost you money.
Just suck it in, kind of turn sideways and suck it in, and comb your hair, and get a solid screen behind you, and
I don't have any hair left to comb after
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm not that much different.
Well, yeah, I'm getting a little thin myself right in the front.
Now, if we do a green screen behind us, Tom, you can put all kinds of strange backgrounds behind us. So it's a little scary what you might come up with.
Well, you can be, what's her name? Who's the lady that has this background? I forget who she is.
Christiana Amanpour.
Amanpour, yeah, something like that.
I mean, you might do a thing like they did with Bernie Sanders and have our pictures all over the internet.
Yeah, put us in little chairs with our arms folded.
Well, but I do need some good pictures of you and of you guys, because I need to have another major. What do you call the thing? What do you call the thing we hang up here on our booth? A
banner.
A banner, yeah. I need to have some new pictures and stuff. I need to update the banner. So before Huntsville, so I got about. See, we're in May, June, July. Man, I got 3 months or so. I need some pictures.
All on one hand, too.
I need some good pictures of you guys so we can, get some banners and some things made up. Yep.
Yeah, I just had some new ones made, but I've got a background on them.
Well, I can take the background out, but it's work to go around and
This was the new book photo, so I'll get you a better one.
Give me some good pictures, and if I have to, I can cut it out. I can blow it up really big and then try to trim around and really.
I think I've got a green screen around here somewhere.
It doesn't even have to be green screen. Just as long as it's a solid background, man. Any solid background, I can do one click and it's gone.
I can work on that.
Yeah.
I'll even get my hair cut for it.
All right. Well, we got about 15 minutes left in our shortwave show tonight, where we are on WBCQ International Shortwave. So, any last minute comments there? Bill, are you still on here with us, Bill?
Yeah, I'll tell Glenn.
No, I mean Bill, the other Bill. Bill.
Yeah, I'm still here.
There's Bill. Okay. Well, Bill, you're not going to make it
Yeah,
down.
we're still here in New England there, Tom.
All right, you're not going to make it down to Huntsville this year, right? You're not.
I am not going to make it to Huntsville this year. Maybe next year.
All right. Well, we'll miss you, but maybe next year. We'll see you for sure at Dayton. I think this coming next May.
Bill, what did you say you were going to do for me, Bill Brown?
Well, I'll be in your chat room. You can give me any present you want. You know.
Okay. All right. Bill Brown.
I'll give you the name of my hairstylist.
Oh.
You've got a comment in the chat room about where did you get your shirt, Tom?
Where did you get my shirt? Oh,
Yeah,
my shirt. You know, Kathy had this made. She just bought the shirts, and there's a guy here in town that does the embroidery, and we just took it over to him, and he did it. And you know, he does a nice job on the embroidery.
There's some nice shirts.
She got me some blue ones, some blue ones, and the red ones, and we just had the name put on it. So let's see.
That is one thing I do like about the new job is it's all casual clothes. I don't have to wear dressy clothes anymore. It's jeans and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
I got to get a whole new wardrobe. I need a hamfest so I can buy all the cool ham shirts.
All right. Well, I think we talked about this last week, but my favorite part of the hamfest is the last day when everybody's packing up and you walk around to all the trash cans.
If you're looking for some certain old deals, yeah. I mean, you can trash pick your heart's content.
You can find all kinds of stuff to play with there, man.
Yeah.
You know, in parts and stuff. It's just amazing. And boy, I tell you, Dayton is the place to do it, man. There are 55-gallon barrels full at Dayton.
They just don't want to haul that stuff home.
That's right. You know, they don't. Somebody made a comment to me one time, you know, when he went to Dayton. He says, "This is the same stuff I see up here every year. It's just at a different booth."
Yeah.
But that's okay.
They just went to a different trash can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you, I think, on a previous show about my friend that had a big van and then he had a U-Haul trailer behind it. And he would wait until the last hours of the hamvention and just start loading up all the garbage that was left behind. And then he would spend the next year going to Hamfest, selling it all off. And he made thousands of dollars off of that stuff.
I tell you, I saw something I wish I had bought it. And across from us for 1 year outside, a guy had a missile. I don't know if it was like a under the wing missile or whatever. The thing was about 20 feet long, and it was just standing up out there. I don't know what he even wanted for it. I wish I'd bought that missile. I could have had a lot of fun with it. Stick it in my neighbor's yard, put a little dry ice in the tail, you know, where it's smoking when he got up. I could have a lot of fun with that. And, hey, Bill, one year, you never know what you're going to find up there. One year, they had the stainless steel tables there with the drains in it where they do the autopsies, you know.
Oh,
where the
God.
doctor, they had the stainless steel tables out there 1 year. And then 1 year, a guy brought a big box truck there, and you guys may remember this. It was full of rifles. It was full. He must have had 1,000 rifles in it. He was selling rifles there at Hamvention until he made him leave. And then there was another year, a big box truck came up there, and they were selling parkas, cold weather coats. Man, they did a killing on that, man.
Yeah,
Right,
and then there's a guy that always brought a truckload of microscopes with him.
Yeah.
Do you remember that 1 year where it was like a mini tornado came through and tents were flying in the air?
Well,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was pretty typical every year, tents flying in the air. But I've seen the tents pick up and go over like 2 aisles over and land. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, and man, we always, when we put ours up, we always went to like Central Hardware or Home Depot or somewhere, and we always bought, I think we bought sand, sacks and sacks and sacks of sand to weight down our thing, because you're not supposed to drill put a hole in the thing, right? So anyway, and every year when we would leave, you know, and Bill there, he's one of the crazies that were next to us. And every year we'd give this guy about 15 sacks of sand every year. And we did that for like 10 years. And he finally had filled his barn up with sand up there. So that was interesting there. Let's see,
What year
else?
did you first set up in the Hamvention flea market with the streaming video?
Well, the video from outside, we started that about 18 to 19 years ago, whatever that would be.
Because I remember we would stand in front of your camera, and I would get on my cell phone, the big old flip phone,
Yeah.
and I would call my friends and said, "Hey, look," and it gave the address, and we'd wave in front of your camera.
Yeah. I was gonna get something here. I can't find it.
So how many years were you out in the flea market before you moved indoors?
You know, probably I don't know, probably 25 years outside. And the internet was always so bad out there. And one of the guys in our chat room here, Mark, always tried to help us get internet. But the best internet, you know, there used to be a tower within looking distance of Hamvention, and we used to get a pretty good 3G connection there. But then it got hit by lightning, and I don't think they ever replaced it. And from then on, we had terrible time getting internet outside. And that's when I hooked up with Viasat. And we actually, for about 4 years, we actually put a satellite uplink and downlink in at our tent to the internet. But then when we moved inside, things got much better. We used the satellite there for a couple years. I used, we had AT&T put an internet drop in one year, and I think they charged us $800 for the 3 days for the internet drop that they put in.
Yeah, that was the year you had that little alien outside your booth.
Yeah. So anyway, it's worked out. It's worked out pretty good. Hey, we hadn't been up here in 2 years. I don't even remember what we were doing now.
Yeah, I don't even remember what the place looks like. But you know what was so funny? You know, you said something about them not letting you put holes in the asphalt to put the tents down. Come on, seriously? In that parking lot?
Yeah.
That was a lunar landscape.
And you know, I do remember now. I
That would have been
remember.
an improvement, Glenn.
Yeah, I do remember what we did. You know, like I said, we used the VSAT, the satellite for years, and then I had AT&T put an $800 circuit in, and then about then we moved to the new Xenia. After that, we moved to Xenia, and then that's where Jack and others had put their own internet into Hamvention. So they had a nice internet set up out there, and that's what we were on the last few years while we're there. Hey, talking about don't put a hole, they were, you know, they threaten you $50 a hole in that parking lot. If you make a hole, $50. But man, you see Mendelssohn's people out there, they're driving those big old 1-inch rods down in the ground, you know, with sledgehammers.
You know, every year Mendelssohn's would have to take a scraper or something and scrape up all the asphalt chunks.
Yeah. And for many years, we got the same spot. And what I was wanting to do is, I was wanting to, you know, these toggle bolts you can get where, you know, the thing flips out underneath. You know, I was wanting to get some holes there for our tents, get those toggle bolts in there, maybe get some tar or something in there. And then when we weren't there during the year, we could just kind of screw those bolts in, you know, and maybe they would still be there next year. But we never really did anything like that. We always used the sand to hold it down. And
You know what we've started doing for some of the portable contests is water-filled buckets. So we just have to fill them with water, and then when we're done, we just pour the water out.
And at Hamvention, all you had to do there was to put a bucket in the cafeteria area.
Yeah, or wait for it to rain and let
And wait
the
for it
sewers
to
back
rain
up.
because it would be coming through the ceiling.
yeah. Well, you know, we had a lot of
No
fun.
more now. You saw the pictures of where they completely bulldozed it down now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gone now.
They're going to be raffling off or auctioning off the sign and some of the brickwork.
Oh, wow.
I don't think I can.
But you know, there's one thing about Xenia that you have to admit. The food at Xenia is 1,000 times better than anything in Tahara.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
I really like Xenia. It's like a county fair, only with all kinds of neat ham stuff.
Yeah.
And great food. Yeah, the food is.
Well, you
great.
know, going up there for 38 years. I mean, even at Hera Arena, many changes happened in 38 years. We used to park. They used to have parking behind the fence back there on that golf course. It used to be parking out here in the grass, and it would always rain. And you know, talk about people getting stuck. You know, you'd always get stuck out there. And then, then they used to not let you in until midnight to set up. And the cars would be lined up out there, hundreds of cars lined up at the gate. And the weather would be nice and it'd be dark. And everybody's honking their horn, let us in, let us in. Well, they couldn't let you in until midnight because I guess that's when their insurance started. And then just about midnight, when they did open the gate up, then a big lightning storm came and rain was coming down. And back then, they directed you in and sent you down and parked you just like they were parking you. You get that spot, you get the next spot, you get the next spot. And so there's been a lot of changes like that over the years. And
I would usually park up on the hill behind the car dealership, and it's a long walk.
it is a long walk.
When it rains, that was just a muddy mess.
Yep, and that's a mud spot too.
Boat anchors. 50-pound boat anchors that I bought when I was first going there, all the way from the Hamvention up that hill to my car. Probably reason my back hurts now.
Yeah.
Carrying the Viking 2 and the Helicopters S611A all the way up the hill and into my car. I'll tell you what, those things were at least 60 pounds each.
Now, my first few years, I was there with the QRP Archie group.
Oh, yeah.
And they're 4 days in May. So I was over at the hotel there in Dayton, and they would contract for 2 shuttle buses. And
Did
we
you
would
ever
ride
get
the bus over back and get dropped right off at the front gate.
I love doing the 4 days in May, Archie. Did you ever meet George Dobbs?
Yes.
He did the Sprat newsletter. He was a good friend of mine.
Yeah, I love George. His talks were just always so much fun.
He was a great guy, and he used to go to this retreat in Kentucky, and basically you weren't allowed to talk to anybody there in the retreat except for one occasion. 1 hour directly after supper. You had 1 hour where you could talk to everybody. But if you saw anybody while walking around in your little cottages, you couldn't talk to them. And he said the conversations during that 1 hour that they were allowed to talk to each other were really, really good because they've been thinking all day of what to say.
Oh, Lord. Oh, God. I'd die. There's no doubt about it. I would die.
But you remember Kanga US?
Yeah. I bought a lot of stuff from that gentleman.
Well, he's my next door neighbor in Ohio. I've known him for 40 odd years, 50 years probably. And when I was growing up in Ohio, he was just down the road from me.
I think he got out of the business not too long ago.
Well, he had a big flood. His basement completely flooded and wiped out all his kits that he had in there.
Man.
I've got one complaint, and that is every year I would go up there and I'd go into Mendelssohn's and buy hardware, screws, washers, little brackets, different, and they sold it by the pound. And I would buy, like every year, I'd buy 5 pounds of screws and 5 pounds of nuts or something. But they never brought any nuts out there that would fit the screws. Never. And I today have probably 15 pounds of screws and nuts out there in the shop, and none of them will fit each other. Okay, hey, we're just about at the end of our show. Everybody out there listening, thank you for joining us tonight. This show is called Amateur Radio Roundtable. It's a show about ham radio, amateur radio, and we're glad you tuned in tonight on shortwave. And hopefully we'll see you again next week. And thanks for joining us. And we'll say good night. Best regards to everybody out there. And have a safe week, I guess. And all of our shows are recorded. If you would like to go back and see some of our shows, you can go to youtube.com/W5KUB. And I think we've got about, I forget now, either 680 or 880 shows that are recorded that you can watch. I think we got some great episodes if you're interested in ham radio.
Yeah, we've had some really fun ones.
So good night to everybody out there. Thank you for joining us. Let me turn this phone off. Phone is off, and we'll close with Glenn and the cats here. Let's see, where's Glenn and the cats? Here we go.
An Arduino project.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind.
That guy is pretty much a dead ringer for me.
There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
All right. Good night, everybody. We enjoyed having you. See you next week.